Working. Yay! Hello there, I'm Gotcha, and I want to talk about how to build a craft in Tier 10, how to use advanced building techniques, what the thought process was behind me building this medic, and on the side note why I think that my medic is the best medic ever. Now, this medic doesn't look like much, so you have a look at it and be like, nah, another side healer. However, there's some stuff going on which I want to show you, and then I want to show you in detail why my stuff is where it is. You can see I've got two hoverblades next to each other in here. I've got the lovely Slostoscope. Everyone. I've got 40 10 Slosters in here. I've got 9 guns and a radar. Yay! And let's have a look at that in detail. And maybe next time you build a craft, you can do some planning, and you will end up with a better craft. First of all, let's come to the. This is very specific. A lot of this is very specific for side healers, but I think you can translate it to other crafts. First of all, how am I supposed to, on a 5-wide craft, to have 2 hoverblades next to each other when each hoverblade is 3 wide? The trick is the Tier 10 electroplate is 10.5, 8.5, whatever and a half long. Meaning you've got a half wide opening here, if you place them like that. And that enables you to, nope, yes, nope, yes, open mirror mode. That enables you to place hoverblades on those 2 positions. And now I've got a 5-wide craft with 2 hoverblades and an opening in between, which is great. And those 2 blocks are the only 2 blocks you can mount hoverblades on in this configuration. And of course, you can see I can have more electroplates than I needed to make the shape a bit better. Okay, that was an easy one. Now the next one, this lovely monster here looks a bit complicated. Actually no, it just looks strange. Yeah, strange is the word. The 2 flags mark my pilot seat. I didn't place a pilot seat because I think it turned red. Now the 2 flags mark my pilot seat, and the colored blocks are on a distance of 5 each. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is colored. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 in each direction is colored. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 is colored again. And in the other direction, same way, same colors. Now, as you can see, this one would be the only one. Those 2 are between yellow and red. They are first. Pilot seat distance wise, they are first. Those 2 are between red and pink. Oh, red and that's purple, violet, whatever, lilac. They are next. This one here, then on the purple. And of course, if you go from red here, 1, 2, 3, 4, that one would be number 5 again. This one is between purple and gold, and on the other side, now if you have a look at it, I don't have to count it out for you, but you will notice that this one is actually 1 block further away, purple plus white, 1 block further away from the pilot seat compared to that one. So the closest 6 guns as seen from the pilot seat are the 4 on the top, the one which is front mounted, and this one here on the bottom. And as you may know, the 6 guns which are closest to the pilot seat are active. So that one, and that one, they are not active, which is great. Because it's all about gun clearance. And I don't want to have some random guns on my craft. But that's not really random, every time would be the same. But I want to have the ones on top, I want to have the one on the front, and the only one from the bottom, which is kind of acceptable, would be the first. And that means I've got a lovely gun clearance here, at a wide angle, as long as I'm somewhere, as long as the ally I want to heal is roughly in front of me, if somewhere on the side, I can heal him. And helicopters. I can heal you with 5 guns. I know a lot of other healers can do that as well, but not a lot of other side healers. Show me the side healer that can heal upwards of 5 guns. This is great, and only took me about an hour. So yeah, that lovely white and colourful construct we're looking at is just to point out how I did it with the block distance gun-wise. It's a rough schematic, okay? So don't take that party in the back too serious. And of course it means that everything white here is not really directly connected to anything black. And it continues to be like that. On the real craft it's like that as well. I've got a strict separation of those blocks and those blocks. Yes, I'm separating black and white. Sorry. Well, on the real craft I'm separating black and black. That better now? Meaning, of course, that any damage, any plasma damage here on the bottom, I mean, I'm personally I'm a railgunner, so the gun I usually aim for on the side here is that gun, that gun. Actually, if they have 3 on the bottom, it would be the one in the middle. If they have 4 on the bottom, I take the one that's further to the rear, if I have time to aim. If. And very often people explode after that. Well, now, as those are not in any way connected to those, that can't happen. And the moment that I lose those parts, everything that's left is well hidden underneath the electroplates. So, unless I lose my electroplates again, and then take a good amount of damage here again, I don't die. These are not supposed to die. It's just next, when you want to place prisms on the outside of your craft, I'm using prisms of course to be lighter. I mean, I'm only using 6 Hoverblades, so I want to be light. There are 2 obvious patterns. Ignore the color for now. There are 2 obvious patterns. Do it like this, or do it like that. Now, which one is better? Let's say I was looking at the side of my craft here. My craft is long, but not very high and not very thick. So if I do have to decide in which way I want my damage to spread, it would be nicer to have it spread, you know, across and not up down, because, you know, when the damage spreads up and down, it can saw me in half. If the damage spreads to the left and to the right, it can still saw me in half. It takes a bit longer. It's harder to saw me in half like this if the damage wants to spread to the left and to the right. Now, this block, the orange one, is indicating where my theoretical SMG hits, or maybe a radar hit, or whatever hits me. And the glass blocks are now the blocks which are connected to the orange block, meaning the blocks which would die first. And only after all the glass blocks, because one would be here in the bottom as well, only after the glass blocks have taken damage and there's still damage left, now the red blocks will take damage. And as you can see, this pattern means the damage will go more to the left and to the right and not so much up and down. Here, on the other hand, the damage goes more up and down and not so much to the left and to the right. I don't want to have that. I want to have this. Of course, on a craft as small as a craft we're looking at, very often I don't have like one big wall and can plaster with prisms. There are other factors as well, but if I have the choice between that one and a long craft, I take this one. And on other crafts, you can use them as well, and you see that here I've got the connections like that, and here I turn it by 90 degrees. So there's often some stuff going on. You can do a lot. And this is not just for saving weight, it's mainly for saving weight, but it can help the damage to go in the direction you want it to go. There's a lovely station over here. What we've got here now, of course, would be Hoverblades. Most people don't do that anymore, but just in case you do mount Hoverblades like this, please don't. If your Hoverblade takes damage, do. The next block that takes damage would be this one. And after that, the damage goes in or down, and when it's here, that Hoverblade automatically dies. So the better version would be to have it like this, because now when you lose one Hoverblade, let's say we lose this one, the damage will have to, you know, propagate to the upper area of the craft, and if you lose this one, it will just go in. So it takes a bit longer. It's less likely to get a hard hit on one functional part and lose the other in the process. However, if you encase all the stuff now in solid blocks, it means that I just shorten my block distance. My block distance used to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with the glass, it's 1, 2, 3. Ouch. So yeah, you want to do some stuff here as well. You don't just want to use square blocks. One other thing you can of course do is separate them, just a little bit, separate them. And if you do that, it doesn't matter how many blocks you now have on the side. This has no effect and doesn't shorten the block distance, at least not considerably, and you'll be on the safe side. When it comes to my guns, there are two ways to mount it. A bit of a smarter way, one which is not that smart. If you have it like this, you see that the block I'm looking at right now is connected to the block behind, meaning an SMG shot on that block is going to kill the gun behind it, because, you know, when that block is gone, my gun is gone, hence the name, gun. What you can do, of course, is mount the gun on a prism which is connected to the back. Ooh, and that's much better, because now the first shot that comes in, boom, will destroy the tetras on the left and the right. It will go down, and only after that, and now here are a lot of blocks where it can spread. After that, it would have to go to the side. After that, it would hit the gun. So yes, a railgun shot to that block will kill the gun. However, plasma damage somewhere to the front or SMG damage will not. That's good enough. I mean, you can't really protect a gun on a slim silhouette from being destroyed when you have a railgun shot somewhere in the close vicinity. But you can try, and you can definitely protect it from an SMG shot. Well, and if you combine all of the stuff in this garage, don't be afraid, nothing up there. If you combine all of that stuff and then you build craft, it may end up like this and work very, very nicely. But the moment you close it up, it looks so normal. So that is your everyday, normal, boring side healer that you can find everywhere. One more thing to consider is, of course, right now, it doesn't matter that much. I mean, you know the game. You're thrown into a match, and there are bad players and good players, and there are idiots and trolls, and AFKs and disconnects and whatever. Does it really matter that my gun would survive one SMG shot more, or would it matter that in some situations I'm using one or two guns more compared to another healer? And let's say you had to do a car race against random cars. I'm so going to leaks now. You had to do a car race against random cars. Would it matter what kind of tyres you're using? No, it wouldn't. I mean, your pink Miata will be up against maybe a BMW, maybe against, well, I don't know, some drunk guy who's going to fight against the next tree anyway. So it doesn't matter at all, but let's just say that you entered a competition only for pink Miatas, and it would be a quarter-mile race, just straight. Well, in that case, the choice of your tyres would matter. So when we get ranked games, and when there's equal skill on both sides, and when the game lasts longer, all of that stuff will matter more. So why not, you know, start being a better builder already. Huh. Did we have a Mega Boss? Like, do we both have no Mega Boss? Now the team is completely headless. At least we got the railgunner with the tier 2 shields and the thrusters on his tank. Oh, yeah. If I was you, I would stop watching now. But yeah, if you see a healer which is not using all 6 guns to heal you, you may talk bad about him. Yes. Of course, right now the damage income here is very, very low, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not being shot at, well, that doesn't matter. A lot of stuff really doesn't matter right now. Any healer would perform the same way. And then you have to see, let's say, I mean the maximum healing output I can have on that healer is 30k HPS. Why is someone shooting me? There's 30k HPS. And whether you heal someone with 30 or with 20, it's different. Most of the time right now, I'm not healing anyway, I'm not working at full capacity. Let's say you're healing someone who's being shot at 25k DPS. Well, now you've got a difference. Because someone who's being shot at 25k DPS, if you heal him with 30, you will gain 5 per second. If you heal him with 20, you will lose 5 per second. Oh, this difference. Plus 5, minus 5, huge difference. Oh, and don't be that guy. I mean, the reason why I can't heal people in the front right now, and this thing target. Oh shit. Oh, crap. Well, why is he not shooting? Why is he just not interested? Yeah. Yeah, we lose. No great. Usually I would just surrender now. I mean, it's obvious I can't win anymore. But let's just see how much. That won't take long. See how much damage I can take. Okay, come on, kill me. Yeah. Kill me. Finally. Okay. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you actually learned some stuff, or you're just here because you think I'm beautiful. I don't care. So use my healer. Yay, numbers. See ya.